Good afternoon and welcome. At this time, I'd like to call our Suffolk City Council work session to order. We have one topic for discussion this afternoon where we will be receiving an update to our 2025 winter and holiday events. Mr. Manager, please provide an overview.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council. Joining us today is Teresa Earls, our Tourism Development Manager, to talk us through the festivities that we will see throughout our city this holiday season. Welcome, Teresa.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Honorable Council, Mr. Manager. I feel like we go straight from trick-or-treating to Santa Claus in about 2.5 seconds. So please know that we have a lot of events going on from now through the end of the year, but because we're early in the season, there are still events that haven't been announced by outside organizations. So you'll get the main city events, but just know there's going to be more to come, and you can find that on our website, visit suffolkva.com. Right now, we have ongoing exhibits and activities such as the Art of Wine series featuring Barbara Harris, To Travel is to Life. She's a wonderful plein air painter. That's at the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts through the 22nd. Also through the 22nd, we have our Suffolk Farmers Market every Saturday from 9 to 1. And we will then have a few other things going on, but if you want to go to the traditional farmers market, you want to go before the 22nd. Through December 4th, the Suffolk Art Gallery has their 2025 annual juried show on display. The theme was Dada. Now, starting tomorrow night at 5:30 p.m., the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts is going to be showing their exhibit, A Tribute to Harvest exhibition. And this is where artists can interpret the agricultural community and how it's faring against modern technology and climate change and that sort of thing. On November 8th, we have a lot going on. We have the Downtown Festival Park. We'll be hosting the Salute to Service 5K and 1 miler. That is a partnership between Suffolk Parks and Rec and the Tidewater Striders. You can still sign up for the 5K. It starts at 8 a.m. and the 1 miler, they're saying, will start around 9:15, and it'll return back to the Downtown Festival Park for fun food and drinks and that sort of thing, but it mainly goes through the Riverview neighborhood. From 10 to 3 at Bennett's Pasture Shops, the Jingle Mingle, it's their annual holiday open house. You can also see the Grinch there, typically. And 11 to 3 at the Suffolk Art Gallery, the Bosley Artist Market is coming back for its second year. And this is a curated luxury artisan gift fair. So it's not something you're going to see every day. From 12 to 6, New Realm Brewing is going to be hosting their Harvest Festival. They're going to have a variety of harvest-themed beers and food and entertainment. So that should be fun as well. 8 p.m. at the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts, they're going to be showing the 4 C Notes, recreating the music of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Tickets are available from $35 to $45, and if you would like, you can add an additional $42 per person for a VIP dinner package. Everybody's favorite time of year is Suffolk Restaurant Week. That's going to be starting November 9th and continuing through the 16th. The list that you see to the right is the restaurants that are participating this year. They choose from a deluxe, premier, or ultimate menu level. So those with deluxe, they're going to have lunch for $10, dinner for $20, premier's $15 for lunch, $30 for dinner, and then ultimate is $20 for lunch and $40 for dinner. We keep all the menus as they come in. We update them throughout Restaurant Week. At visitsuffolkva.com, you just click on Restaurant Week and it'll take you to all the information. On November 9th, we also have the Stall Crawl. It's a salute to veterans. This is a partnership between Liberty Lane Farm and Bridlewood Equestrian Center. And this is something that Suffolk Economic Development and Agriculture and Tourism have been working with these folks to create kind of a progressive stall tour. So you can go on barn tours, you can ride horses, you can learn about how things work on a working farm. You can also watch the drill teams perform. There will be vendors, concessions, and that sort of thing. It is free and open to the public, and if there is a small fee, it will just be for concessions or something like that. November 14th through the 17th, Stillwater Tea House at Rose Cottage. They are hosting their gingerbread tea tasting. So that's a 4-course meal and 4 teas paired with each course. 11:30, 1:30, and 3:30 seatings. You just need to make your reservations in advance. On November 15th, we're going to have a variety of things. Miss Lily's Trading Post in Holland, they're going to be hosting their outdoor open market from 10 to 2. From 10 to 3, the Suffolk Art Gallery will have the Chrysler Museum of Art's mobile glass blowing unit, and they will allow you to make your own Christmas ornaments. It's $40 per person. You do have to make a reservation through the Suffolk Art League, and it's going to be really fantastic. I would suggest you get on the schedule if that's something you're interested in doing. From 12 to 5, Sojourn Fermentory is going to be hosting an Oyster and Flannel Fest. They said it's all things cozy and fall. They will be shucking oysters and offering contest winners of who can wear the most flannel, who can dress like their favorite brewer. They even have a band, live music coming on. I believe it's called something about Pour Me Another. Something perfect for beer. But it's actually going to be open for the family. Obviously, there's food and alcohol, but it's a lot of fun, and you can bring your pets on leashes to Sojourn. From 12 to 4 at Nansemond Brewing Station the same day, they're hosting a Pickle Mania. We've recently learned that pickles are a really big deal around here, and I didn't say dill, so I'm working on that. But they're going to do pickle beer and all things pickle and vendors, and that is from 12 to 4. And at 8 p.m. at the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts, they're going to be hosting their Murder Mystery Dinner Theater. It's called the Three of Hearts. It's going to be in the ballroom downstairs. And it's $80 per person, but that includes your meal, the performance, and the gratuity for your servers. On Friday, November 21st, that is our grand illumination. The past couple of years, we've changed it up a bit, and this year, we're going to be hosting our illumination at the Downtown Festival Park. Now, we will still have a tree at the Market Park next to the train station, and we will also be lighting various buildings throughout downtown and trees and that sort of thing. But the main event will be at Downtown Festival Park starting at 6 o'clock, and we'll have holiday lights and Santa and carriage rides, live music, and puppet shows. And of course, it's free and open to the public. On November 22nd, we will have the Holiday Hoops basketball tournament with Parks and Rec at the Booker T. Washington Rec Center. And from 10 and 11:30, different seatings at Riddick's Folly House Museum for their American Girl program, Summer McKinney, and this a doll giveaway. And then on the 22nd and 23rd, the Suffolk Parks and Rec and the Art League folks are hosting Suffolk Sketches. It's a drawing derby at the former SunTrust building. You'll have 40 artists creating multiple pieces of art for 4 hours, both days. And then at the end of it, you get an opportunity to purchase the art, half of which the proceeds go to 4 kids, and the other half goes to the artists themselves. On the same day, November 22nd, at 2 and 5 p.m., you can catch the Tada players presenting Rudolph Jr., and that's at the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts. Tickets are $20 per person. On November 25th, we are hosting once again our Farm to Table Thanksgiving Market for the Suffolk Farmers Market. It's a 3-hour market, and this is a chance for you to come and get your local turkey, your collards, your sweet potatoes, really farm to table. And like I said, it's from 3:30 to 6:30 under the pavilion. It will get dark, but we'll be there. Then, of course, Festival of Lights is coming back to Sleepy Hole Park, multiple dates from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And, of course, to drive through, it's free, open to the public. The dates they'll be open, November 28th through the 30th, December 4th through the 7th, 11th through the 19th. December 20th, they'll be closed to vehicular traffic because there's going to be a walkthrough event. And then December 21st and 23rd, they'll be open their normal 5 to 9, closed Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then we'll reopen for the final weekend, 26th through the 30th of December. Now, November 9th or 29th is Small Business Saturday. We all know about Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, where all the big box stores have all their sales. Well, the biggest thing for us is to think big, shop small for the holidays and every day in our small businesses throughout Suffolk. So we are working with economic development and small businesses to create a loyalty program. We will have loyalty cards available at participating businesses and the visitor center. And you will go from business to business from November 29th through December 23rd. And every time you go to one of these local businesses, you'll get a punch in your card, and you can redeem your card at the visitor center, and we'll be giving away weekly prize packs, including lots of fun merchandise from local businesses, as well as overnight stays at our local hotels. Also on Small Business Saturday, we have Darla's Downtown. They're actually taking advantage of Black Friday as well for the 20th and 29th from 8 to 4. They'll be celebrating Small Business Saturday weekend with lots of sales and fun stuff. The Happy Hour Glassworks, they'll be hosting Driver's Christmas Market from 10 to 2 on that Saturday. Miss Lily's Trading Post, again, will have her outdoor market from 10 to 2. And then Stillwater Tea House at Rose Cottage, we are working with them, we meaning the Suffolk Visitor Center, to host a sightseeing and tea tasting. So you'll have a downtown historic tour. a bus tour. And then you will also have a tea tasting following. It's an $85 per person fee. Space is limited. And then if you want to stay after the tour and the tasting, they are creating Advent wreaths as well, and that's an additional $40 fee. You can find more information about what you can do in Shop Small is shopsmallsuffolkva.com. Now, going into December 5th through the 7th, we have another tea tasting. This one's a Father Christmas tea tasting at Stillwater. And the Suffolk Parks and Rec will be hosting the Elf Olympics at the Bennett's Creek Rec Center from 6 to 8 on the 5th. And that's going to be a fun time. It's free and open to the public. You get to compete in some festive challenges, and it's certainly going to be a lot of laughs. And then on the 6th and the 7th, Mayland Meadows is hosting their 6th annual Christmas market. So you're going to have hot cider and hot cocoa, a variety of vendors, entertainment, and a chance to do some original shopping. You get some unique gifts. And then on the 6th, we are hosting our 14th annual Suffolk Visitor Center Annual Artisan Gift Fair. 9 to 2, we typically have around 30 vendors, and we see a lot of wonderful people come through. It's a great opportunity to purchase from a small business or a local farm. And then on the 6th from 11 to 1, the Mac Ben Rec Center will be hosting Winter Wonderland. This is for ages 1 to 12, and it's free and open to the public. On the 6th, also from 2 to 3 p.m., we have Morgan Memorial Library, and they will have their Charmed Life Custom Jewelry Boutique. This is where you're actually making a piece of jewelry. This is for adults. Now, if you're like me, you're glued to Hallmark Movie Channel during the holiday season, and if you've seen enough of them, you can participate in the Hallmark Movie Trivia Contest at the North Suffolk Library the same day from 2 to 3. And we will have Santa at the Visitor Center from 10 to 1 during the Artisan Gift Fair. So you can come, just bring your camera, your phone, take pictures with Santa. Decoys will be hosting their 3rd annual Candy Cane Carnival, and a lighted boat parade will actually come through at 6:30, but the entire event is from 4 to 8, and it is open to families. On the 7th, we will have the Southside Ballet Studio presenting the Nutcracker at 3 p.m. Tickets are anywhere from $28 to $40, depending on where you sit. Another tea tasting with Stillwater Tea House, Christmas with the Saints tea tasting. This is all based on St. Lucia, an Italian saint, but they're doing this in the Swedish tradition. Again, you will need to make reservations at $65 per person. And on the 12th, from 5:30 to 7:30 at the East Suffolk Rec Center, the Whoville Winter Ball will be happening. This is presented by Parks and Rec, and it's $20 per family. On the 13th, the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts will host a brunch with Santa at 10 a.m. That also requires tickets. It's $7 for kids and $12 for adults. And on the 13th, from 2 to 4, the North Suffolk Library will be hosting their Winter Celebration Showcase, which is the holidays around the world. It's essentially a passport to all the holidays. And then on the 13th as well, from 4 to 8, Bridgeport will be hosting their annual holiday market, which is super popular, and it's very beautiful, lit up, and you can even buy a real Christmas tree there. And on the 13th, from 5 to 8, Kay's Acres will be hosting Light Up the Town with their winter decorations, horseback riding, that sort of thing. Marshmallows and photos and that sort of thing is all free, but if you'd like to purchase pony rides or trail rides, that's an additional fee. And of course, everyone's favorite, our downtown parade, our historic downtown Suffolk holiday parade, will be stepping off on the 13th of December at 7 p.m. As you know, we line up in the Lakeside neighborhood and on West Washington before proceeding down Washington to Main Street and concluding at Finney Avenue. On the 16th, from 2 to 3 p.m. at the Suffolk Art Gallery, Parks and Recreation will be hosting their Adaptive Arts and Crafts workshop. This is a regular workshop for adults with learning disabilities or developmental disabilities to do crafts and that sort of thing. On the 17th, from 10 to 12, the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts will be hosting, in cooperation with local arts groups and Parks and Rec, holiday serving tray workshop where they're going to make holiday serving trays. This is for ages 55 and older. On the 18th, at the Military Rec Center, Rudolph's Reindeer Games is going to be available for all ages, and it's free for children with an unwrapped gift and $5 for adults. Another tea tasting. On the 19th to the 21st, you can grab Sugar Plum Fairy Tea Tasting at Stillwater Tea House. You can come by the Suffolk Visitor Center for Santa photos, both Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 4. Of course, they're always free. And we specifically encourage you to bring your pets on the Sunday. And we've had dogs, cats, snakes, whatever you want to bring is fine, as long as they're well behaved or leashed. And while we don't charge for this, we do accept donations as far as pet food, kitty litter, supplies for animals for the local animal shelter. On the 19th from 12 to 8 and the Sunday after from 2 to 8, the Suffolk Center for Cultural Arts will be hosting their Rudolph Holiday Market, where you get a chance to purchase gifts from different vendors. And if you stick around, you can stay there till 8 p.m. and catch the Tidewater Classical Guitar Orchestra. And then the next day, they are hosting the Soulful Christmas at Groovy Musical Review at 8 p.m. And all these require tickets with the exception of the holiday market. And I suggest you go to suffolkcenter.org to grab them. And then finishing out the year on December 31st from 11 to 12, both the North Suffolk Library and the Morgan Memorial Library will be hosting their annual New Year's Eve party. This is for kids and some of us folks who can't make it till midnight to celebrate the new year. And of course, it's free and open to the public, and there'll be fun gifts for kids to make and take. And any other information that will be coming up, you can find at the library's website, the tourism website, or the Parks and Rec website. And like I said, it's early in the season, so more will be coming. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Teresa. Council, questions, comments? Quiet out there this evening. Well, as usual, you know, every year over the last several years, and having had you do this presentation around holiday time, it just continues to be more impressive one year after the other. The sheer number of events that we have, which are spread across the city, really we're offering just about anything to everybody, young, old, or indifferent. So to everyone involved, and this is just not a matter of tourism, but tourism and Parks and Rec and economic development, you know, it's our entire city staff coming together to coordinate these efforts. And I appreciate everything that you do and everything that they do. And sometimes I'm not sure our citizens actually appreciate everything we have, or they maybe don't know about it. It just boggles my mind sometimes that someone will come up to me and say, we really don't have anything to do. And I said, we have plenty to do, you just got to look. Go to the website, take a look around, and I'm sure we've got something for everybody.
Absolutely.
So once again, thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
All right, that concludes our work session this afternoon. We do have a need for a closed meeting. Madam Clerk, will you please present the motion for consideration?
Pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A1, the discussion, consideration, or interviews of prospective candidates for appointment and the assignment, appointment, and performance of specific public officers or the appointees to the city, specifically the appointments as shown on the attached list for vacancies or term expirations for the Downtown Advisory Committee, the Early Childhood Development Commission, the Economic Development Authority, the Historic Landmarks Commission, the Human Services Advisory Board, the Local Board of Building Code Appeals, the Parks and Recreation Advisory Commission, the Suffolk Clean Community Commission, the Planning Council, the Tidewater Youth Services Commission, and the Southeastern Public Service Authority. Pursuant to Virginia Code Section item number 2, pursuant to Virginia Code Section 2.2-37A5 and 8, the discussion of a prospective business or industry or the expansion of an existing business or industry where no previous announcement has been made of the business or industry's interest in locating or expanding its facilities in the community, and consultation with legal counsel employed or retained by a public body regarding specific legal matters requiring the provision of legal advice by such counsel, specifically including an EDIP proposal regarding Project Coil Craft.
Council, a motion has been presented for your consideration. Councilmember Williams.
So move.
A motion for approval, Councilmember Williams. Councilmember Bennett. Second from Councilmember Bennett. Is there any discussion of the motion? Hearing none. Council members prepare to vote. Please cast your vote. Madam Clerk, please record the vote.
The motion is approved by a vote of 8-0.
This meeting is closed, and we will adjourn and reconvene at 6 p.m.
The Pughesville Area Drainage Project was designed to improve stormwater management and reduce flooding in the Pughesville community. Drainage from the area flows through culverts under Town Point Road, then travels through a series of ditches into the city of Chesapeake. At the east end of John Street, the water enters box culverts beneath Interstate 664 before ultimately discharging into the Elizabeth River. To manage this flow more effectively, the City of Suffolk installed new drainage infrastructure to reduce flooding and improve neighborhood access during heavy rain events. Project features included the installation of a closed pipe drainage system along John Street and the construction of a new stormwater management facility, a wet pond, located between Queen Street and Armstrong Avenue. The project also added a combination of 11 drop inlets and culvert pipes to carry water from roadside ditches into the underground system. The new wet pond helps regulate stormwater by temporarily holding runoff and slowly releasing it into the drainage system. This reduces the volume of water entering. The Pughesville Area Drainage Project was designed to improve stormwater management and reduce flooding in the Pughesville community. Drainage from the area flows through culverts under Town Point Road, then travels through a series of ditches into the city of Chesapeake. At the east end of John Street, the water enters box culverts beneath Interstate 664 before ultimately discharging into the Elizabeth River. To manage this flow more effectively, the City of Suffolk installed new drainage infrastructure to reduce flooding and improve neighborhood access during heavy rain events. Project features included the installation of a closed pipe drainage system along John Street and the construction of a new stormwater management facility, a wet pond, located between Queen Street and Armstrong Avenue. The project also added a combination of 11 drop inlets and culvert pipes to The Pughesville Area Drainage Project was designed to improve stormwater management and reduce flooding in the Pughesville community. Drainage from the area flows through culverts under Town Point Road, then travels through a series of ditches into the city of Chesapeake. At the east end of John Street, the water enters box culverts beneath Interstate 664 before ultimately discharging into the Elizabeth River. To manage this flow more effectively, the City of Suffolk installed new drainage infrastructure to reduce flooding and improve neighborhood access during heavy rain events. Project features included the installation of a closed pipe drainage system along John Street and the construction of a new stormwater management facility, a wet pond, located between Queen Street and Armstrong Avenue. The project also added a combination of 11 drop inlets and culvert pipes to carry water from